This morning, the thing I was talking to you about is acknowledgement. And it's acknowledgement in your life. There's certain things in your life that you have to acknowledge our part in it, and those things that are not our part, that we don't need to even worry about. And so this exercise that you learned this morning is all about the things you can and cannot control. So, so if you're watching this again and you watched it this morning, thank you. I appreciate it. But in life, we have things we can and cannot control. And there's areas in life. First, we have our physical life. In the physical, there's things we can and cannot control. So for instance, physically, you may be homebound. You may not be able to get out and move around and go do things like you really want to, or be able to play sports like you really want to. But you still can do things that are physically, that help you to be better. So if you can't necessarily get out, you can still be moving yourself around in your home, walking around and doing whatever movement you can. So you cannot control the fact that you maybe have an illness or you've gotten hurt or something like that, but you can control how you react. So that's physically. Then emotionally is the next area. Emotionally, there's things we can and cannot control. And those things you can control would be like, if somebody does something, you can control how you react. You can control whether or not you bring that emotion into you and let it kind of beat you up and tear you apart, or you can choose to let it go. I like to look at everything in life as a gift. And just like all gifts, it is your free agency. You can choose to accept it, or give it back, or throw it away, whatever. It's your gift. Well, if somebody gives me a negative gift, I look at it and go, I don't like that gift. I'm going to either throw it in the trash, or you can have it back. If you look at the things in your life that people are trying to give you, a lot of times they are negative gifts. Just take it as is. Like, no, don't want that one. You control how you react. You cannot control what somebody else does. No matter what you do, you cannot control somebody else. So you need to focus on you. So the next one is spiritually. Spiritually, there are all kinds of different religions, different beliefs. I have my own beliefs, but you cannot control what is being taught to you. You cannot control how somebody presents it to you, or how they tell you what to do or something like that. However, you can control how you receive it or not receive it. You can control whether you allow that to make you upset or not. You can control to choose to follow or not. Those things you can do. And then the last one is behavior. We can control our own behavior. We may not be able to control the consequences that come from it. We cannot control the behavior of somebody else, like we've already talked about. You cannot control anybody else. You can only control you. You can only control the way you react, the way you respond, the way you accept it, the way you think about it, the way you perceive it. I mean, that's all you. That's what you can control. So this exercise is, I want you to get a piece of paper, and I forgot to write that word there. There you go. Fold it in half. You take a 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. Let's say this is my 8.5 by 11. I need a blank one. Anyways, let's just pretend this is blank. Take your 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, and then you're going to fold it in half this way. And then you crease it, and then you unfold it. Well, that's what this is here. Imagine this being a regular sheet of paper, each one of these. And you're going to fill one out for physical, emotional, spiritual, and behavioral. And on the top, above the fold, you're going to make a list of all the things you can control. Everything you can control regarding physical. Then you're going to make the list below the fold on everything you can control that you cannot control regarding physical. And then you do that same thing with each one of these, spiritual, emotional, and behavioral. This simple exercise puts you in control. You are the driver. You are the designer of your life. You are the one that determines what happens in your life. Now, you may have experiences that you cannot control, but you still determine what happened. So, for instance, another example. I shared this story this morning, if you listen to this again, about the person in Germany that when they were in the POW camp, how they were talking about that no matter what was going on, this one person maintained a positive attitude. And they're like, well, how could you do that? And I said, no matter what they did to me, they could hurt me. They could, do different tests on me. They could starve me. All that they could control, but they never could control the way I handled it. They could never control my positive mindset. They could never control that when they would give me something, how I would react. That was mine. And I knew that from the point, the time I was captured until I was released. I was free still. He kept that freedom because he chose to. He designed his life. He said, I don't care what anybody else does. They can hurt me, they can do all these mean things, but I am still free because of where my mindset is at. And that's exactly what we're doing here, helping you to design your life. What things are you working in right now that you can control? What things can you not control? Make that list. Then those things that you cannot control, stop worrying about them. Just stop. It does no good to even think about them anymore. You just realize, oh, yeah, you're right. I can't control this. So let's focus on what I can do. And the more you do that, the better your life will be, the happier you'll be, the more positive, the more energy, the more excitement, everything about your life will improve because you're focusing where you can. You make a difference in your life. You are the one that decides what to do, what not to do. So that's what I had for you. Thank you for listening again. You are amazing. Believe it. Have a great day.